Hey guys, it's Elliot here. Today I'm going to show you how to install WordPress, which is the great blogging platform, onto your web host that you might have purchased. Your web host is basically like your GoDaddy or your Hostican in my case, which is basically you pay a certain amount of money per month or per year and you get to store files somewhere on the internet, which you can then access via our website. So for example, when you go to elliottmediagroup.com, you're actually accessing a computer somewhere in the world which is holding the files that you see on that website. So you can, go to godaddy.com and purchase that or whatever. So I thought I would show you how to install WordPress, which is a blogging platform, onto your web host. So if you head over to wordpress.org, you can go ahead and hit the big red download button, or it's orange actually, but anyway. Now I've already gone ahead and downloaded it. Now it will basically download a zip file, and then you'll need to go ahead and unzip that zip file, and you'll see we've got it right here. So the next thing you've got to do is, you see all these files, we're gonna basically upload them to our web host, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute, but first we have to prepare our web host to support WordPress, and that's a relatively simple task. You basically need to log into your web host, and that info is normally in the email that you get sent when you first sign up, and then you'll be presented with something similar to this. It might be slightly different. This is what happens when you're with Hostican, and I really like this. In fact, I like Hostican as a company. I highly recommend them. I mean, I pay $6.95 or so a month, and I get that much disk space and that much bandwidth for that price. It's incredible. And infinity email accounts, by the way. But anyway, so yeah, we basically need to create what's called a MySQL database, and that's going to be a database that is accessed by WordPress to store important information based on, people who are coming to the site and info regarding the site. So if you scroll down to the database section, you'll see what's called a MySQL database wizard in most cases. And you basically need to create a database. So I'm going to call this one demo. And then we need to create a username. So how about demo123? And then our password could be demo123 $. And then we need to retype that, demo123 $. And you always want a really strong password for the databases because they get a lot of traffic and people trying to sort of attack them. And it's also worth noting that the database that you create will be appended with your username for your control panel with a /. So in my case it's elliottm _demo. So that also happens with the username, so it'll be elliottm _demo123. So that's kind of worth noting for the next step that I'm about to show you. So we don't want it to remember the password. We also need to give it some privileges, because this user is basically going to be used by WordPress when it accesses the database. And you can see how it's got the elliottm thing there. That's very important. It won't work if you don't use that in the next step. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, so yeah. So we've now completed the task. And it gives you some more options, but we're just going to leave it there for now so we can reference that information. So there's one last thing you have to do before you upload your files, and that is to go into the WordPress folder that you downloaded and go to a folder called wp-config-sample. This file here won't be there yet, so I'm just going to delete that. It's because I've been trying to re-record this video and I keep messing up, so hopefully this time will be the good one. And then you need to open this file with your favorite text editor. Now I like Taco HTML editor, but you could use TextEdit or Notepad if you're on Windows or anything. And you'll see this kind of randomly looking code, I guess, in this file, and we basically need to manipulate only the top 3 here for the most part. These 3 you don't normally have to worry about. So basically this is going to link the other WordPress files to this database that we created, so we need to put that information here. So the database name is elliottm _demo, which you can see there. And then the username is elliottm _demo123. Now be sure you put that in there. Now it'll be different depending on what you used when you set up your hosting, but now the password doesn't have the elliottm, so it's kind of confusing, but Our password was demo123 $. And there we go. And then we basically need to save this, or save it as wp-config, and get rid of the sample part. Alrighty, so we've now got that all set up. So then what you need to do, and this is the last step pretty much before we get to some sort of fun stuff, is you need to open an FTP client, which is a way of accessing files on your web server. One that I would recommend is called CyberDuck. And then you put in the FTP information that you were given when you signed up for your web host, and you'll be able to access the files on your web host. So in my case, you know, this is the name and all that stuff. So basically we need to go into the public HTML folder, or you would normally go into the public HTML folder. Now in my case, I've created a subdomain here so that it doesn't mess up the rest of my site, but you wouldn't normally have to do that. And then just disregard these files. This is because I was trying to upload it beforehand, and I decided to start it again, so I'm just going to delete those. But while that's deleting, we can now prepare our other files. So you need to go back into that WordPress folder, open it up, and select all, you know, Apple A or Command A or Control A if you're on Windows, and then drag all of those folders or files onto your web host into your FTP. And then, if for any luck, oh I know, it's because I was in a different space. You wouldn't normally get this overwrite thing, it's because I was trying to upload again, but there we go, and then you can now see it is uploading. Now it might take a bit of time depending on the web host that you have, so I'm going to pause this video and then restart it when it's finished uploading. Alrighty, so our files have now been uploaded to our web host. Sorry, lost my words here. And you can see they're all there. So now it's time to go ahead and actually install on the website. So you need to navigate to the URL of your website, which in my case is demo.elliottmediagroup.com, and then you need to put the following: /wp-admin/install.php. And then you'll be presented with this lovely WordPress dialog, and you can fill in the title, so demo blog maybe, and then your email. And you can choose whether it can appear in a search engine, which is kind of cool if you need some extra traffic. And then I've been given a temporary username and password. It's good to, they also email this to you, by the way. And then, so I was going to mute that so my email doesn't ping. So we can go ahead and log in, and we'll be provided with the login details, and type the password in, which I just pasted. You can choose if you want to remember it. And finally, and I mean finally, because that was a lot of work, well, not too much work, but you've got a blog, and you can actually visit the site right now, and you'll see, oh my gosh, we have a blog. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You can start writing posts, you know, you can change the settings and the design and all that. So I hope that has helped some people. Let me know if you have any more questions regarding that. I'd be more than happy to help you. I would also suggest checking out the WordPress documentation. It's absolutely incredibly helpful. They also have great forums, and you can get your questions answered pretty quickly there. So definitely check that out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be having a lot more videos coming up. So stay tuned and have a great week.